Welcome to the Husky News. Today's topic is Roosevelt becoming a STEAM team.
Coming up, a report of the behind the scenes.
Thank you. Now we're going behind the scenes with everyone in this project.
What is PBO? What is STEAM?
The education world loves using acronyms, and we are here to decode these two very important acronyms for our viewers because this project and other awesome learning would not be possible without them.
So STEAM means science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
And PBL stands for project-based learning.
This project involved the 4 C's: creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. The communication is within the entire project, from the filming to the designing and editing.
We are using Google Docs to communicate efficiently. We are using the technology tools available to us. Google Docs allows all group members to have a role in sharing a document or creating a project plan.
This project would not be possible without communication. The teachers and students have to communicate and collaborate to get their ideas across. This project also has all of the basic essentials for STEAM. Science is all of the researching and experimenting we have done. Technology is being used at this moment, and also the editing.
Math is within finding the dimensions of the backgrounds.
We have had to engineer the backdrops and the camera views. The arts come in the backdrops and the filming, and don't forget the views.
Project-based learning is within STEAM's boundary. While STEAM is a philosophy, project-based learning is a teaching method.
The way project-based learning is taught in tiny little lessons that lead up to a big conclusion. Kids are taught what they need to know along the way.
The students or clients show what they learn throughout the whole process and then end in a big project, not a test or a worksheet.
STEAM promotes problem solvers and inventors. If you think about it, we are all inventing a new show. We've problem solved throughout the process.
All of the students in Mrs. Law's class have been working incredibly hard on this.
Interviewers are great too. So now here is an interview with Alex MT interviewing Mrs. Law, Cara Hartley, and Omer Janetti.
Thanks, Megan. I'm here with Miss Law, Omer, and Cara. And so, Miss Law, for the children who don't know you, can you explain a little about yourself?
Sure. My name is Christy Law, and I work in the Magnet program. I teach 5th graders as my homeroom class, and this is a language arts project. And so those are the kids that you've been seeing as a part of the video.
So, as a producer, what do you think is the goal of your job?
I think that the goal of my job as a producer is to kind of like make sure all the groups are on task and to check in on their work, make sure that they're working very well and with each other, not being rude or off task, and just making sure they're being on their telemark.
So, what do you think about working off camera?
Well, my feelings about being off camera is I'm not really the person that wants to be on camera. I like being the person that makes everything happen.
Thank you for the interview, guys, and back to you, Megan.
What a great interview. Now some insight as to what the other groups have been doing.
The anchors had a long script that they made for the part and had to edit a lot for all the other changes to the other people's script.
The interviewers are very brave students talking to very brave adults. They have had to interview very important adults such as Mrs. Law and even Mr. Ebert. These 3 people, Alexandra M.T., Maxwell G., and Isabella A., play a very important role on camera and off.
The backstage group uses the camera for filming and editing. When they were filming the anchors, they chose to use a light blue wallpaper with a white curtain. When filming other groups, they chose to film from 8 feet away from whoever was speaking. The STEAM team has been researching, STEAM. They decided to film in Mrs. Clean's room, and they also decided to have Sydney be on camera.
This would not be possible without the producers. They have run into multiple problems along the way. The first problem they ran into was choosing the name. After a few days of hard thinking, they chose Husky News, becoming a STEAM team. The other choice was Channel 5 Husky News. After that, kids were already turning in the designer checkpoints. The producers are working hard on checking those in every day of the project.
The Roosevelt team was a very important part of this broadcast and told about Roosevelt's history and decided to film outside to vary the broadcast.
We hope you enjoyed that behind-the-scenes look.
There you have it, Kate and Kyle.
Thanks, Megan, Max, and Aaron. Thanks, everybody. The producers, the reporters, the interviewers, and the producers and the backstage crew.
Wow, it takes a lot of things to build a news broadcast.
Yeah, and everybody had an important role to play, like making sure the background music was good and that there were good transitions.
And making sure the backdrop covers.
Kyle and I give everybody a huge thank you. Please help us become a STEAM team.